Be me, 22-year-old computer science student at State University taking advanced programming course. First day of the semester, and professor assigns partner projects for the rest of the term. Look around the lecture hall filled with the usual suspects. Try-hard neckbeards, girls who only code in Python, and one dude who definitely peaked in high school. Professor starts calling out random pairs like we're in some twisted coding Hunger Games. Hear my name paired with someone called Sarah. Scan the room trying to figure out who Sarah is. Spot a girl in the back corner wearing noise-canceling headphones and a hoodie that says "Talk Code to Me." She's got her laptop covered in anime stickers and is currently typing at approximately 200 words per minute. Walk over after class to introduce myself. She doesn't notice me standing there for a solid 30 seconds. Finally tap her shoulder gently. She jumps like I just activated her fight or flight response. "Hey, I'm your partner for the semester project. I'm Anon." "Oh, hi, Sarah. I already started planning the architecture if you want to see." Pulls out a notebook with the most detailed flowcharts I've ever seen outside of a textbook. This girl designed our entire project in the 15 minutes since class ended. Starting to think I got paired with the female version of Sheldon Cooper, but with actual coding skills. We exchanged Discord information because apparently she doesn't use regular text messaging like a normal person. She sends me a friend request with a profile picture of some anime character I don't recognize. Whatever. At least she seems competent, unlike my last partner, who thought HTML was a programming language. First week goes by and we meet at the library to start working on the project. She shows up with a mechanical keyboard in her backpack because she doesn't trust the library computers. The clicking sounds like machine gun fire in the quiet study area. People keep giving us dirty looks, but Sarah is completely oblivious. We're supposed to build a task management application with database integration. She's already written half the back end while I was still setting up my development environment. I work better at night, so I usually code from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Explains why she looks like she hasn't seen sunlight since the Obama administration. We actually make good progress despite her unconventional methods. She explains her code like she's giving a TED Talk to an audience of kindergartners. So this function here handles the user authentication. It's really simple, actually. Proceeds to explain the most convoluted authentication system that would make NASA engineers confused. But somehow it works flawlessly. Over the next few weeks, we fall into a routine of meeting twice a week. She always brings the same lunch, which is chicken nuggets, shaped like dinosaurs and chocolate milk. I make the mistake of asking why dinosaur nuggets specifically. They taste better, and they're objectively the superior nugget shape. Regular nuggets are for people with no imagination. Can't argue with that logic, honestly. She's growing on me in a weird way, like a socially awkward houseplant. One day we're debugging some code, and she suddenly asked me a random question. "Do you like Star Wars or Star Trek better?" Feels like a test question where the wrong answer gets me ejected from the project. Probably Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back is a masterpiece. Wrong. Star Trek The Next Generation is clearly superior because of the philosophical depth and character development. She's not joking even a little bit. We spend the next hour debating this instead of actually working. Somehow during this argument I notice she has a small smile, which is the first time I've seen her express positive emotion. Maybe she's not a robot after all. Project is going extremely well, and we're ahead of schedule by like 3 weeks. Professor even comments on our progress during class. Sarah and Anon are setting the curve for everyone. Excellent work, you two. She doesn't react at all to the praise, just keeps typing. After class, she waits for me outside, which is unusual because she normally disappears immediately. I appreciated the compliment from Professor Jenkins, even though public praise makes me uncomfortable. "Yeah, no problem. You're doing like 70% of the work anyway." It's actually 64.7% based on commit history, but I don't mind because you handle the documentation better than I would. Of course she calculated the exact percentage. She fidgets with her hoodie strings, which I'm starting to recognize as her nervous habit. "Would you want to work on the project at my apartment instead of the library? My roommate works night shifts, so it would be quiet." Alarm bells immediately go off because this seems like a trap somehow. But also the library is getting annoying with the judgmental stares about the mechanical keyboard. "Sure, that sounds good. When works for you?" "Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll send you my address on Discord. Also, I have a cat named Algorithm, so if you're allergic, please let me know now." She named her cat Algorithm. Absolutely incredible. Show up the next day to an apartment that looks exactly how you'd expect. Posters of various anime shows I don't recognize covering every wall. Multiple monitors set up in the living room like she's running a small tech startup. Shelves full of manga and programming books organized by some system only she understands. Algorithm, the cat immediately approaches and judges me silently. Algorithm likes you. Nah, he usually hides when new people come over. The cat is literally just sitting there, but apparently that counts as affection. We set up at her desk and start working. She's made cookies that are shaped like little computers. I tried a new recipe. Tell me if they're good. They taste like slightly burnt sugar, but I don't have the heart to tell her. These are great, thanks. You're lying, but I appreciate you trying to spare my feelings. She's too perceptive for her own good. We work for several hours and make significant progress on the project. Around 9 p.m. she orders pizza without asking what I want. I got half pepperoni and half Hawaiian because I assumed you'd judge me for liking pineapple on pizza. I would never judge someone's pizza choices. That's what someone who judges pizza choices would say. She's not wrong, honestly. We eat pizza and watch some coding tutorial videos she wants to show me. She pauses the video every 30 seconds to add commentary. See, this is where he makes a mistake. He should be using a hash map here for better time complexity. The tutorial guy is literally a professor at MIT, but sure. Around midnight, I start getting tired, but she's still going strong. You can go home if you want. I'm going to keep working for a few more hours. It's midnight. When do you sleep? Sleep is for people who aren't trying to optimize their code. She's definitely going to burn out before graduation. Tell her I'm heading out, and she walks me to the door. Algorithm follows and meows sadly like I'm abandoning him. He's sad you're leaving. He doesn't usually like people. Tell Algorithm I said goodbye. She actually bends down and whispers to the cat. I'm not sure if she's serious or messing with me anymore. Drive home thinking about how weird but weirdly endearing this whole situation is. Next few weeks continue the same pattern. We alternate between library sessions and her apartment. Start to notice little things about her habits and routines. She always sits in the exact same spot in the library. She brings backup snacks in case she forgets lunch. She has a specific pen she uses for notes and gets anxious if she can't find it. One day I bring her a coffee from the campus Starbucks. She stares at it like I handed her a live grenade. What is this? It's coffee. Thought you might want one. I only drink very specific coffee with exact measurements. Babe, this has too many variables. She's never drinking mystery coffee from me again, noted. But then she tries it anyway and makes a face. It's too sweet, but thank you for thinking of me. Week before the midterm project presentation, she starts getting really anxious. Her typing becomes more aggressive, and she's refreshing her email every 5 minutes. What if the presentation goes badly? It won't. We've tested everything multiple times. But what if I freeze up during questions? What if Professor Jenkins thinks my explanations are inadequate? This is the first time I've seen her genuinely worried about something. You literally know this project better than anyone. You'll be fine. Social situations are difficult. People don't come with documentation. That's actually the most relatable thing she's ever said. A day of presentation arrives, and we're up third. She's wearing the same hoodie as always, but she ironed it, which feels significant somehow. We walk to the front, and she immediately goes into full presentation mode. Explains our entire architecture with perfect clarity. Answers every question from the professor without hesitation. Completely dominates the technical discussion. We get an A, and the professor compliments our teamwork. After class, she's practically vibrating with relief. That went better than my simulations predicted. You ran simulations, mental simulations. I catastrophize as a hobby. We celebrate by going to this terrible Chinese buffet near campus. She creates the most bizarre plate combinations. Crab rangoon next to chocolate pudding next to lo mein. This doesn't seem structurally sound. Food doesn't need to make sense if it tastes good. Watching her eat is like watching someone discover food for the first time. She tries to use chopsticks and immediately drops everything. These are poorly designed utensils. They've worked for thousands of years. Then thousands of years of people have been wrong. Switch to forks and continue eating. Halfway through dinner, her phone buzzes and she checks it. Her expression changes to something I can only describe as confused panic. Is everything okay? My roommate just texted saying she's bringing someone over tonight. Okay, so I can't be there because she said it's a date and I should make myself scarce. Oh. Do you want to work on the project at my place then? She looks relieved immediately. Yes, please, thank you. I don't handle schedule disruptions well. We finish eating and head to my apartment. My roommate is thankfully at his girlfriend's place, so we have the space to ourselves. She immediately notices everything. Your apartment is very minimalist. I just don't have a lot of stuff. I respect that. Too many possessions create decision fatigue. We set up in the living room and work for a few hours. Around 10 p.m., she starts yawning, which is the first time I've seen her show signs of being tired. You can crash on the couch if you want. It's pretty late. Are you sure? I don't want to impose on your living space. It's fine, really. I'll grab you a blanket. Set her up on the couch with pillows and a blanket. She sits there looking uncertain, like she's never slept anywhere besides her own bed. Thank you for accommodating my unexpected housing situation. No problem. Good night, Sarah. Good night, Anon. Wake up at 3 a.m. to sounds coming from the living room. Find her sitting on the couch in the dark on her laptop. Can't sleep. It's 3 a.m. I know. Different environment affects my sleep schedule. Also, I had an idea for optimizing our database queries. Of course she did. Sit down next to her and we work on the code together in the dark. Something peaceful about coding at 3 a.m. with only the laptop glow for light. She explains her optimization idea and it's actually brilliant. You're really good at this, you know. Thank you. Programming makes sense. People don't. People are just poorly documented code. She actually laughs at that. A real genuine laugh. Might be my greatest achievement this semester. Oh, we work until 5 a.m. and then I convince her to try sleeping again. Wake up at 9 a.m. and she's already awake making breakfast. I hope you don't mind. I found eggs and bread, so I made French toast. It's slightly burnt, but she tried. Thanks. You didn't have to do that. You let me stay here. Reciprocity is important in social relationships. She's treating friendship like a programming function. After breakfast, she gets a text from her roommate saying the coast is clear. I should head back. Thank you for your hospitality. Anytime. She lingers at the door for a moment. Last night was nice. I mean the coding session, working together efficiently. That was satisfactory. Yeah, it was. She leaves and I realize I'm smiling like an idiot. This is either the beginning of a really good friendship, or I'm catching feelings for the human embodiment of Stack Overflow. Probably both. Final project is due in 3 weeks, and we're basically done. Spend more time just hanging out than actually working. She introduces me to her favorite anime shows. I introduce her to normal social activities like going to the campus coffee shop. She rates every coffee on a scale of efficiency to taste ratio. This cappuccino has poor foam distribution. 4 out of 10. She's reviewing coffee like it's code. One day we're sitting in the library and she asks another random question. Do you have many friends? I mean a few. Pretty normal amount, I guess. Why? I've never had many friends. People find me difficult. I don't think you're difficult. You're statistically an outlier then. She's staring at her laptop screen, but I can tell this is important to her. Well, I'm glad I got paired with you for this project. Me too. You're my favorite collaboration partner I've ever had. Coming from her, that's basically a declaration of eternal friendship. Project presentation day arrives, and we absolutely crush it. Professor gives us the highest grade in the class. Other students actually clap when we finish. Sarah doesn't acknowledge the applause, but I see her smile slightly. After class, she turns to me with unusual seriousness. So the project is over. Yeah, we did pretty good. Does this mean we stop working together? She looks genuinely worried about this. We can still hang out if you want. We don't need an assignment as an excuse. Oh, good. I was hoping you'd say that. She pulls out a small wrapped package from her backpack. I got you something, as a thank you for being a good partner. Open it to find a custom keychain with a little code snippet on it. It's the first function we wrote together for the project. Sarah, this is really cool. I wasn't sure if it was appropriate, but I read that gifts are common in friendships. It's perfect, thank you. She's trying so hard to navigate social norms, and it's honestly endearing as hell. Semester ends, and we make plans to take another class together next term. Exchange actual phone numbers, even though she'll probably still prefer Discord. She texts me 3 days later. I finished watching that Star Wars trilogy you recommended. Empire Strikes Back was acceptable, but Return of the Jedi had significant plot holes. I'm choosing to ignore that slander. It's not slander if it's objectively true. Would you like to discuss this over suboptimal coffee? She's asking me to hang out in her own weird way. Sure, meet you at the campus Starbucks in an hour. Show up and she's already there with her laptop out. I made a presentation about the plot inconsistencies. She actually made a slideshow. Spend 2 hours debating Star Wars lore while she demolishes every argument with autistic precision. This is my life now and I'm weirdly okay with it. Summer semester starts and we're taking data structures together. Professor announces another partner project. We immediately look at each other. Partners again. Obviously. You're the only person who understands my variable naming conventions. Her naming conventions are insane, but I've learned to decode them. The project is building a library management system. She's already designed the entire database schema before the second class. I may have gotten excited and worked ahead. When did you even do this? Last night from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Normal hours. Her sleep schedule is going to be the death of her. We're working at her apartment one evening when her roommate actually comes home for once. Oh hey, you must be Anon. Sarah talks about you constantly. Sarah immediately turns red. That's an exaggeration. I mention you in relevant contexts. She literally said you're her best friend. Watching Sarah try to sink into the couch to escape this conversation. Okay, thank you, Melissa, you can leave now. Her roommate laughs and goes to her room. Awkward silence for about 30 seconds. So I'm your best friend. Statistically speaking, you're the person I interact with most frequently outside of required social obligations. So yes, technically, that's the most Sarah way to say we're best friends. I don't know how to do this normally. You're doing fine. She relaxes a bit and we go back to coding. Algorithm jumps on my lap and starts purring. He really does like you. He usually only tolerates me. Maybe I'm a cat whisperer. Or maybe you're just likable despite your questionable taste in science fiction. We're definitely friends now, there's no denying it. Few weeks pass and I notice she's been acting weird, checking her phone more often, seeming distracted during our work sessions. I finally ask her what's up. I've been trying to figure out how to phrase something. Just say it, we're friends. She takes a deep breath like she's about to defuse a bomb. Do you think there's a possibility that our friendship could be classified as something beyond platonic? Brain.exe has stopped working. What? I've been experiencing symptoms that, according to my research, indicate romantic attraction. Increased heart rate when you message me. Disappointment when you can't meet up. Desire for physical proximity. I'm not sure how to process this. She's literally diagnosing herself with feelings like it's a medical condition. Sarah, are you saying you like me? I believe that's the colloquial term, yes. But I understand if this complicates our friendship dynamic. She's looking at her hands like she can't bear to make eye contact. I like you too. Her head snaps up so fast. Really? Yeah, I have for a while now. Oh, that's good. This is a positive outcome. She's processing this information like she just solved a particularly difficult algorithm. So what happens now? Usually people in this situation go on dates. I've never been on a date. Is there a protocol? We'll figure it out together. She smiles, and it's the most genuine expression I've seen from her. I'd like that. We sit there in comfortable silence for a moment. Algorithm chooses this moment to knock over a cup of water. That's probably a sign we should clean up and continue this conversation tomorrow. Agreed. My emotional processing capacity is reaching its limit. Walk her to the door, even though it's her own apartment and I'm the one leaving. Thank you for not making this awkward. Sarah, everything we do is awkward. That's kind of our thing. Fair point. Good night, Anon. Good night. Drive home absolutely buzzing with energy. Just started dating the most brilliant weird girl I've ever met. This is either going to be amazing or a complete disaster. Probably both knowing us. Be me, still 22, and now officially dating the girl who rates coffee like software. Our first actual date is exactly as awkward as expected. Pick her up and she's wearing the same hoodie, but with jeans instead of sweatpants, which is apparently her version of dressing up. I wasn't sure what the dress code for dates is, so I consulted 3 different websites. You look great. That's statistically improbable, but I appreciate the sentiment. Take her to this Italian restaurant that's supposed to be good. She spends 10 minutes analyzing the menu like it's a technical specification document. The menu design is inefficient. Why is dessert listed before appetizers? This violates the logical flow of a meal. Sarah, you're overthinking the menu. That's what people always tell me about everything. She's not wrong. A waiter comes over and she orders precisely. I'd like the fettuccine alfredo, but can you make sure the pasta is cooked for exactly 11 minutes? Not 10, not 12, exactly 11. Waiter looks confused but writes it down. I just order pizza because I don't have the energy for pasta specifications. While we wait, she pulls out her phone. I made a list of appropriate date conversation topics. You made a list. I wanted to be prepared. Topic 1, discuss shared interests. Topic 2, exchange childhood stories. Topic 3, talk about future goals. She's approaching dating like a software sprint. Or we could just talk naturally. But what if I run out of things to say and there's awkward silence? Awkward silence is kind of our brand at this point. She considers this and puts her phone away. Fair point. How was your day? Pretty good. Spent most of it thinking about this, actually. Me too. I was 47% anxious and 53% excited according to my self-assessment. She quantifies her emotions I can't even. Food arrives and she immediately inspects her pasta. This is cooked for 12 minutes, not 11. I can tell by the texture. Do you want to send it back? No, that would create social friction with the kitchen staff. I'll adapt. Watching her eat is entertaining because she's clearly bothered by the pasta being 1 minute overcooked. Halfway through the meal, she asks another random question. Do you think I'm weird? Yes. She looks hurt for a second. But that's not a bad thing. Everyone's weird. You're just more honest about it. Most people don't appreciate my type of honesty. Most people are boring. She smiles, and some of the tension leaves her shoulders. I'm glad you agreed to this. The date. I was worried I might have misread the social cues about our relationship status. You didn't misread anything. I genuinely like spending time with you. Even when I explained Kirchhoff's circuit laws at 2 a.m. Especially then. She's blushing, which is adorable. Finish dinner and suggests going for a walk in the park nearby. She agrees, but immediately starts identifying all the trees we pass. That's a red maple. That one's a white oak. Those are planted too close together, they'll compete for resources in 5 years. You know a lot about trees. I have an efficient memory. I read a forestry textbook once. Why? I was bored. Of course she was. We find a bench and sit watching the sunset. She's quiet for once, just taking in the scene. This is nice. Yeah. I don't usually enjoy unstructured time, but this is pleasant. She leans slightly closer and I put my arm around her. She tenses for a second, then relaxes. Is this okay? Yes, physical affection is still new to me, but I'm processing it positively. She talks about cuddling like it's a computer update. We sit there for a while until it gets dark, drive her home and walk her to the door. She fidgets with her keys. Thank you for dinner. This exceeded my expectations, which were admittedly low due to my general anxiety. We should do it again sometime. I would like that. Perhaps next time I can cook for you. You cook. I follow recipes with scientific precision. The results are usually edible. Looking forward to it. Awkward moment where we're both not sure how to end the date. So do people usually kiss on the first date? Sometimes, only if both people want to. I want to, but I'm not sure about the mechanics. She's treating a kiss like a programming problem. It's pretty straightforward. Lean in and kiss her gently. She's stiff at first, then relaxes into it. Pull back after a few seconds. She's just standing there processing. That was interesting. My heart rate increased significantly. Good interesting or bad interesting? Definitely good. We should run that experiment again sometime for data validation. She's the only person who would call a kiss an experiment. Good night, Sarah. Good night, Anon. Thank you for this positive social interaction. She goes inside and I hear her immediately call out, Melissa, I require emotional support and possibly ice cream. Smiling like an idiot all the way home. Next few weeks of dating are chaotic but fun. She creates a shared Google Calendar for all our hangouts. Color codes everything by activity type. Red is for study dates, blue is for food dates, green is for recreational activities. This is the most organized relationship I've ever been in. Efficiency is important in any partnership. One night she invites me over and actually cooks dinner. It's some kind of stir fry that she's timed down to the second. The vegetables are cooked for exactly 4 minutes to preserve optimal nutrient content and texture. It actually tastes pretty good, despite the mad scientist approach. This is really good. Don't sound so surprised. I'm capable of many things. Algorithm is sitting on the counter judging our entire existence. I think your cat hates me now that we're dating. Impossible. And Algorithm doesn't experience complex emotions like jealousy. He's just asserting territorial dominance. The cat knocks over her water glass. Okay, maybe he's slightly jealous. We eat dinner and watch some anime she's been trying to get me into. She pauses every scene to explain the cultural context and character motivations. See, this is a reference to Japanese folklore about kitsune spirits. Can we just watch without the commentary? But then you'll miss important subtext. I'll risk it. She pouts but stays quiet for approximately 12 minutes before starting up again. This is my life now. Around 10 p.m., we're just sitting on her couch and she seems nervous about something. Can I ask you something potentially awkward? Sure. Are you bothered by the way I am? The autism thing? Oh, she's never directly mentioned it before. Not at all. Why would I be? Most people find it difficult. Too much rigidity, too many questions, not enough intuitive social understanding. I'm not most people. I've noticed. You're statistically anomalous in several positive ways. She's looking at her hands again. My last relationship ended because he said I was too exhausting to deal with. He sounds like a dumbass. She laughs a little. That's an accurate assessment, but it made me worried about trying again. Look, I'm not going to pretend everything is always easy. You do explain things that don't need explaining. You do have very specific routines, but that's just who you are. I like who you are. She's quiet for a moment. That's the nicest thing anyone's said to me. It's also true. She leans against me, and we sit in comfortable silence. And the algorithm finally decides to forgive me and jumps on my lap. See, even algorithm approves now. He's a good judge of character for a cat. Summer semester continues, and we're basically inseparable. Study together constantly. She's helping me with advanced algorithms, and I'm helping her with technical writing. Your code comments are terrible. Look at this. Performs function. That's not descriptive at all. It does perform a function, though. But which function? What inputs does it expect? What outputs does it generate? This is insufficient documentation. She rewrites all my comments with excessive detail. Now anyone reading this will understand exactly what happens. Now anyone reading this will die of boredom. Documentation isn't supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to be informative. Can't argue with that logic. One day we're at the library and run into some people from our class. This guy Marcus, who's always been kind of a jerk, comes over. Hey Sarah, I need help with the assignment. You're good at this stuff, right? She immediately tenses up. I'm currently working on my own assignments. Come on, it'll just take a few minutes. He's clearly trying to get free tutoring. Sarah said she's busy. I wasn't talking to you, Anon. Sarah can speak for herself. She's looking increasingly uncomfortable. I don't have time to help you. Perhaps you should attend the professor's office hours. Whatever. You could at least try to be helpful. He walks away and she's visibly upset. I hate that. People only talk to me when they need something. Marcus is a tool. Ignore him. It's a pattern. People befriend me for homework help, then disappear after grades are posted. I'm not going anywhere. You say that now. I mean it. You're stuck with me. She smiles a little. That sounds acceptable. We keep working, and she slowly relaxes. Later that night, she texts me. Thank you for defending me earlier. I'm not good at confrontation. Anytime. That's what boyfriends are for. I looked up boyfriend duties, and apparently gift giving is important. Would you like a gift? You don't have to get me anything. Too late. I already ordered it. 3 days later, a package arrives. It's a custom mechanical keyboard with special keycaps. Sarah, this is expensive. I calculated my budget and determined I could allocate funds for this. Also, you've been using that membrane keyboard, which is inefficient. This is really thoughtful, thank you. I'm trying to improve at relationship maintenance behaviors. She's so earnest about everything. Fall semester starts and we decide to get an apartment together. Her roommate Melissa is moving in with her boyfriend. My roommate is graduating. Seems like the logical next step. We should establish ground rules for cohabitation. She's already made a document. Rule 1, quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays. Rule 2, designated shelf space in the refrigerator. Rule 3, rotating cooking schedule. Rule 4, algorithm gets his own room. The cat gets his own room. He needs space for his enrichment activities. The cat is living better than most college students. We move into a small 2-bedroom place off campus. And she organizes everything with military precision. All cables must be labeled, all food items must be dated, all books must be alphabetized by author last name. These rules seem excessive. Chaos is the enemy of productivity. Living with her is an adjustment. She has specific routines for everything. Monday is pasta night, Tuesday is stir-fry night, Wednesday is pizza night. The schedule never varies. She sets 17 different alarms in the morning. She reorganizes the pantry weekly. But she also leaves me little notes on the bathroom mirror. Makes my coffee exactly how I like it. Always asks about my day. One morning I wake up to her having a full breakdown in the kitchen. Sarah, what's wrong? I can't find my blue pen. The specific one I use for notes. I've looked everywhere. She's genuinely distressed about a pen. We can get another one. But it won't be the same. It has the perfect weight distribution and ink flow. Spend 20 minutes searching until I find it under the couch. She hugs me so tight. Thank you. I know it seems irrational. It's not irrational. It's important to you. She kisses me and goes back to her notes like nothing happened. These little moments of vulnerability make me love her more. Wait, love. Oh shit, I love her. This is a terrifying realization to have while she's annotating a textbook at the kitchen table. Few weeks pass and I still haven't said it, trying to find the right moment. She's been stressed about her senior project presentation. What if I forget everything? What if the professors ask questions I can't answer? What if my code demo fails? You've practiced this 100 times. You'll be fine. Easy for you to say. You're naturally good at presentations. I'm really not. I just fake it better. Day of her presentation arrives. She's wearing actual professional clothes instead of her usual hoodie. How do I look? Professional. Also terrified. Accurate assessment. Sit in the back of the room as she presents. She's nervous at first, but once she starts talking about her code, she's unstoppable. Explains her entire project with perfect clarity. Handles every question like a pro. Gets a standing ovation from the professors. Afterwards, she's practically glowing. That went well. You crushed it. I did, didn't I? The positive outcome was satisfying. Take her out to celebrate at her favorite ramen place. She orders the same thing she always does. Halfway through dinner, she looks at me seriously. Ma, can I tell you something? Of course. I've been analyzing my feelings according to various psychological frameworks, and I believe I'm experiencing what people call being in love. She's diagnosing herself with love. Is that okay? I know it's early in our relationship timeline. Sarah, yes. I love you too. Her eyes get wide. Really? Yeah, have for a while now. Oh, I'm experiencing significant positive emotions right now. Me too. We sit there grinning at each other like idiots. She reaches across the table and holds my hand. This is the happiest I've ever been. Same. Rest of senior year passes in a blur of late-night coding sessions and coffee dates. Graduation approaches, and we both have job offers. She got recruited by a major tech company. I got an offer from a startup. We should move to the city together. I've already calculated the optimal apartment locations based on commute times and cost of living. She shows me a spreadsheet with 20 different options. You made a spreadsheet for apartments. Obviously, this is a major life decision that requires data analysis. We pick an apartment and start planning the move. Graduation day arrives and she's anxious about the ceremony. There are going to be so many people. We'll sit together. It'll be fine. Ceremony is long and boring, but worth it to see her walk across the stage. Her parents are there and her mom keeps crying. We're so proud of you, sweetie. Sarah looks uncomfortable with the attention, but also happy. After the ceremony, we take photos with everyone. She tolerates approximately 30 minutes of socializing before pulling me aside. I've reached my social interaction limit. Can we leave? Yeah, let's go. We escape to our apartment and order pizza, sitting on the floor surrounded by moving boxes. We did it. We graduated. And we're moving in together officially and starting real jobs. This is significantly more adult than I feel prepared for. Same, but we'll figure it out together. She leans against me. I'm glad I got paired with you for that project. Best random assignment of my life. Algorithm wanders over and knocks over my soda. Your cat is a menace. He's our cat now. We're a family. A very dysfunctional family. All families are dysfunctional. We're just more honest about it. Can't argue with that. That feeling when you realize you're building a whole life with someone. That feeling when she falls asleep on your shoulder still wearing her graduation cap. That feeling when algorithm finally accepts that you're not leaving. That feeling when you know this awkward, brilliant girl is the one. My face when I'm actually happy for the first time in years.
She shot up with a mechanical keyboard, anime stickers on her laptop screen. Typed at the speed of light, didn't say a word. Strangest girl that I'd ever seen.
He bought me coffee, but I had to explain
My exact
specifications and coffee ratios.
He laughed when I rated it on my personal scale. Said you're the weirdest person I know. Algorithm, the cat judged me from afar.
Well, I need burned my feelings like fixing broken code.
Two awkward nerds just trying to figure out. She diagnosed herself with feelings. Said her heart rate was increasing.
Analyzed her symptoms like a scientist in love.
He's the patience that I
happiness in percentages.
Treated love like optimizing efficiency. She diagnosed her separate feelings, said her heart rate was increasing, analyzed her symptoms like a scientist in love. It's the patience that I needed, makes my quirks feel like their features. When we're coding side by side, I know we found the one. Difference not wrong.
That chaos has its own kind of song.
From random partners to forever strong.
This is where we both belong.
We diagnosed ourselves with feelings. Now we're writing code together.